Are you a newer player in Escape from Tarkov? Scared, confused, and overwhelmed by everything that the game has to offer? Well, look no further because in this series you will learn about all the basics of the game, all the basic mechanics, alongside myself, Korax, the Bearded Boomer. The goal is to show you how I go about a new wipe step by step on a standard account, because most new players will start out on a standard account, and let's be honest, the game does become a little bit easier when you get one of the higher level accounts, mostly because you get a lot more stash space, which makes your early life in a wipe a lot easier. But that's not what most people do, so I am going to try and show you how to deal with it with a standard account. In this first episode, we will go about everything from starting up your fresh account all the way up to doing your first raid on a scav and everything in between. There's some setup to be done, there's some inventory management to be done, and there's a lot of handy tips and tricks that I can give you before you go into your first raid, which should really help you out early on already. Now, if you have any questions about anything that you see in these videos, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. And I also stream on my Twitch channel 4 days a week, so if you want to come ask it live or give us some feedback about the series, you're more than welcome to visit us over there. We'd love to get to know you. Now, let's just dive right in, guys. All right, as you can see, I am starting up a completely new account. We're gonna be Bearded Boomer YouTube. That's gonna be our in-game name. We're gonna get a choice between a bear and a Usec. So right now, it is probably the better choice would be to go for Usec, and the reason for that is in patch 12.12, they added a new map called Lighthouse to the map. On the Lighthouse map, there are rogues, which are basically Usec. It's a new type of AI, and they are Usec. So the thing is, they will not shoot at Usec players on sight. They will give you a warning before shooting you first. So that is a little edge that Usec have over being a bear. And personally for me, I also like having the M4 as a starting gun better. And I just like the voice lines for the Usec better. So I'm going to go with a Usec this wipe. But if you want to go for a bear, that's also perfectly fine. Your voice lines are going to be in Russian, and you're going to be starting off with some AKs instead of M4s. Purely preference. The only difference that this is going to make down the line is the difference in clothing options that you're going to get from one of the traders. So doesn't really matter. Pick whatever you think looks coolest and go with it. Now we're gonna slap a face on this bad boy. What are we thinking? Are we thinking Hudson? Are we thinking? No, we're not thinking. We're definitely not thinking Mullen. Foreman? I don't know. I'm not feeling like a foreman. I'm feeling like a Taylor. I'm quite pissed. Yeah, let's go. And let's get the... Yeah, I'm thinking Josh. Let's go with Josh. All right, and here we are. So, first things first. We're gonna do a couple of things before we get into our first game. First of all, make sure, of course, go to your settings and make sure that you have your controls set up the way that you like them and stuff like that. If anyone wants, I can do a guide on like graphic settings later on. But for now, we're just gonna focus on doing the things that we need to be doing. First thing we can do, we can actually get to level 2 before starting a raid. What? How do we get XP without starting a raid, you say? Well, very easily. You go to the traders, you click on the trader thing, and then you pick one of them. For example, we've picked Prapper right now. And you can see there's a ton of things that are unidentified right now. And each time you middle mouse button click on it, or scroll wheel click on it, it will identify it. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, oh, you can't see it because I'm in front of it. But let me tell you, you get a little bit of XP for it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to identify as many things as I need for my traders to be able to get to level 2. And then we will be jumping into a game after, of course, checking out our inventory and seeing what we got in there. So I'm going to ask the editor to cut this part out, and I will see you guys when I'm done with this. Alright, and there we go. I have identified everything that the traders have to offer me, which means that I am at level 2, like you can see over here. And this means that before we're going into our inventory, we can do a couple of things. We can pick up our first couple of tasks that we can do in this game. Doing tasks is the main way that you're going to be leveling up. You're going to be getting XP from every raid that you'll be doing, but you also have a bunch of tasks which will also give you both money, some items. They'll give you XP, and it's always a nice boost of XP that you get when you complete a task. So they are definitely worth doing it, and you'll also need to start doing them to unlock certain things from traders later on. So let's go see. With Prepper, we have our first task available here, which is called the debut task. And when we pick that up, we see that we're going to have to kill 5 scavs on customs, and we're going to have to find 2 MP133 shotguns. Therapist also has one available for us, which is going to be called Shortage. And as you can see, we're going to have to find 3 Salewa kits and hand them over to her. All right, so now let's check out what we have, what we're getting to start the game with. This is completely the screen that you'll see if you bought a standard account. This is the first thing you'll see when you check out your character. You're going to have a basic kit on. You're going to have some meds in your inventory, some food and some spare bullets. You're going to have your alpha container down here, which is going to be your safe pocket. This pocket means that anything that is in here, when you get killed in the game, people will not be able to loot what is inside of this. However, if you pick up an item in a raid, which is called a found in raid item, if you put it into your container and you die, you will take that item out of the raid, but it will not be found in raid anymore. So keep that in mind when you're questing and you need certain items. They need to be found in raid, and to be found in raid, you need to survive with them. All right, now first off, we have a lot of stuff in here and not a lot of space left, and that is going to start impeding us pretty quickly because stash space really is super important in Tarkov. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks, a couple of things that you can do with your initial inventory to make it a little bit more compact and save a couple of spaces. So first of all these stacks of 25 bullets, that's useless because they can just stack up to 50, just smack them together, and that is already going to save you a couple of spaces here. We have 2 backpacks, and backpacks fit into each other, so just go like that. What you can also do is the backpack inside the backpack, you can put your spare M4 in there, you can put your spare headsets in there, and then maybe even just a spare pistol if you want to do that. There we go, that's another bunch of space saved. We've got all of these magazines for your pistols and your MP5s. What you can do is you can just drop them into the tactical rigs that you have and save a bunch of space like that. And before you know it, we'll have a lot more open space in our inventory. Another thing to mention here is that this stack of money that you got right here, you can just slap that on top of each other because rubles stack up to 500,000. Another thing that I usually do is you get like these 2 Usec caps. They don't really do anything. They don't protect your head. What a surprise, right? And the bottle of whiskey, also very nice. Doesn't really do anything for you. So what I do is I usually just instantly vendor them. Let's put the ammo into a rig as well. This PST ammo is pretty decent ammo to start off with on that caliber. It's definitely not bad ammo. Now, these packets, they will be good for you in the early game. We got a couple of grenades. We can also just stash them in there. All right, and there we go. Welcome back, guys. I have set up everything to be ready to go into a first raid. On my first raid, I don't generally like to take my M4A1 into it because stock, the way this gun comes, is not the greatest gun in the world. You're gonna try and full auto fire with it, and the recoil is just going to go everywhere and you're not going to hit a bullet. So if you're taking it in, try to at least tap fire with it. But what I like to do is I like to start my first couple of raids off with my MP5s because they are easier to keep on target while you're getting used to moving in Tarkov, combat in Tarkov, stuff like that. Also, you're gonna need an M4A1 later on for one of your tasks that you're gonna get from one of your vendors. So it's also not a bad idea to just sit on one of them and keep it for later. Now, a little side note for the people that are watching this when it comes out, like around the holiday period, because during the holiday period you also get a gift package from Battle Stage Games, and this year it's a really good one. If you have the opportunity to pick this up while it is still available and you're just getting started on the account, it's going to give you a huge boost because there's a lot of good stuff in there. I still need to claim it for this account, so let's go take a look. All right, guys, so what you do when you want to claim your gift is you go to your launcher, and at the top here you can go to the website profile, It will send you through, like, you have to make sure that you're not a robot, stuff like that. And then you get onto this page. You'll see this going on. And so on this page, you see this beautiful little Christmas tree thing with his scar, with all that good stuff. And you just click on the thingy here, gift already used. That means it's in my inventory right now. So let's go back to the game and let's go check out what we got for Christmas. All right, we're back. Let's see what this beautiful gift is about. Oh, a lot of unidentified stuff. So let's get to identify. A keycard holder. We're going to have some impact grenades in here. We've got some smoke grenades. We've got, and this is big. This is huge. If you're on a standard account and you get to pick up the Christmas gift, this one's huge. The ammo box is going to save you so much space. It's going to make managing your inventory so much easier. There we go. Claim everything. And, well, let me just quickly rearrange my stash now that we have this beautiful little ammo box. And then after that, we're jumping straight into our first raid, guys. And let's see if we can get some of those tasks done. Okay, so guys, after reaching level 2, Mechanic will also give you a quest. So we're going to go into that. We're going to take his task. When you accept Gunsmith Part 1, you'll notice that you'll get another quest, which is called Introduction. So we're picking that up as well. And this is the reason why it's important to get to level 2 as fast as possible, because this Introduction quest, if you do that one will unlock another trader for you called Jaeger, which is this guy over here. You can see right now he is locked. Now, there is a little bug going on right now that I just noticed. I just picked up on it. The mechanic quest will not be available as soon as you hit level 2. What I needed to do is I needed to relog my account. I needed to log back on and restart my game. And then all of a sudden, mechanic did have a quest for me available. So if you're hitting level 2 and you're not seeing the green little thingy up here with mechanic, meaning that he does not have a quest for you, just log out, log back in, and mechanic should have the tasks available for you and should be able to pick up Gunsmith 1 and Introduction. So now that we've done that, it's time to actually get into our first raid. Now, depending on how long it took to do all of this for you, there is a good chance that your scav may be off cooldown, or it might still be on cooldown. It kind of depends. I took a pretty long time because I've been recording this video and stuff like that. So my scav is off cooldown, and what I would suggest you do early on in a wipe is use your scav as much as possible. It's basically a free go at the game. You don't lose anything if you die on your scav, and all the loot that you drag out will be stuff that you will be able to keep, or that will bring in money for you. And money, rubles early game, well, basically rubles all game long, are going to be very, very important. So we have it available. We are going to start off with a quick scav run. Good maps to go scav on right now, I would consider would be Reserve. However, if you do not know any maps yet and you're very new to the game, a safe place to go is always Customs, because you're gonna be doing a lot of tasks early on Customs anyway. So it's not a bad idea to pick Customs just to get a little bit of a feel for the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a Customs raid. I'm not going to go in at nighttime because we won't be able to see anything. We don't got night vision and we don't have any flashlights. So we're going to go into a daytime Customs raid and we're just going to ready up and go. Now, before you do this, if you just started the game, I would strongly recommend that you do the following thing. If you're just getting started on the game, go on your PMC, pick the Customs map because you're going to be doing a lot of your early game tasks on Customs. Click on Next, make sure that you're in the daytime time slot. Click on Next and then turn this on. Enable offline mode. Enable PvE, even enable bosses if you feel safe for that. And just go into a raid like that. The reason I'm telling you this is because this is a nice way to just learn the map. You can go into an offline raid, you're not going to lose anything. If you die, it doesn't matter at all. You just get reset with the same gear that you had before, but it will give you the opportunity to learn the map, because one thing that is going to be very important in Escape from Tarkov is learning where your extracts are, learning where you can get out of the map. I remember when I just got started, that was super confusing to me and was very stressful for me to be in a map, actually pick up some items that I needed, and then I was like, Oh no, where do I go now? Where do I get out? What the hell do I do? So, go into some offline modes and figure it out. Another nice thing that you can do that can really help you with learning the maps is go to mapgenie.io/Tarkov. I will put the link down below in the description and click on any of the maps that you want to learn. So we're going to go into an offline customs raid. You click on customs. This shows up. You're like, oh my god, what does all of this mean? Let me help you out. Let's make this a lot easier. Let's zoom it in a little bit so you guys can see it better. First thing you do, this is way too much information. Nobody can handle all this information, and you don't need all of this information when you're just getting started. What you do is you click on hide all. There we go. And then you go down here to locations, you turn on extractions, and you turn on locations. Extractions will show you all the points where you can get off of the map. It depends. Some of the extracts are only available to PMCs, some are only available to Scavs, and others are available to both. The green ones, like Smuggler's Boat, Dorms, ZB10, ZB12, Old Gas, ZB13, and Trailer Park, those are all available to PMCs only. Then you have all of the orange ones, and these are all available to Scavs. And then there's the blue ones, and those are available to both. This is a nice way for you to start learning the map a little bit and start to get oriented. So if you have a multiple monitor setup, just put this map up on your other monitor and try to get an idea of where you are while you're playing the map. I turned on the locations thing because this will let you know what the community likes to call most of the zones or most of the parts of the map. For example, like you have over here on customs, you have this building called Big Red, you have old construction, you have dorms, like all of these important points, you'll be able to learn them like this. So there you go. I will be putting that link down in the description. Make sure to use this to your advantage as much as possible. All right, so I have already been playing Tarkov for a little while, so I'm not going to go into an offline raid. I'm just going to go and pick up a scav here. We're just gonna log into a daytime customs raid, and we're just gonna see if we can find a little bit of loot and get out with it, hopefully. This is going to take a bit to load into, so I'll see you guys when the raid gets started. All right, and this is it. We've loaded into our first raid, so let's go. Best thing to do when you're just learning maps is just look around at everything around you and pay attention to what you're hearing, because in Tarkov, your hearing and your audio is going to be very important. Look around on shelves. Here we go. Found a nice headset that we can put on. Beautiful. You can immediately hear how your sound has changed because headsets in this game make it so that you can hear noise from further away. We're just gonna try to fill up all of our inventory with loot, and then we're just gonna try to get out. At the beginning of the game, there will be a lot of items that are unidentified to you, but that will start getting better as you progress through. What do we got? It's probably going to be empty. Nonetheless, so you can see that this thing takes up 12 spaces in our inventory, but it also gives us 14 spaces. Nope, sorry. That's my bad. It gives us 12 spaces back. Sometimes you get rigs that are smaller in carrying size, but a lot bigger in slot size. And what I do then is I put them in my backpack and I load all my stuff in there because I'll have more of these squares to put items in, if that makes sense. Also lovingly referred to as Tarkov Tetris. This entire area appears to be pretty looted. So we might have to move on to another location. Yeah. Location we're at right now is the old gas station, which can be an extract. Oh, look at that. A dead person. Might as well pick up some extra ammo. It's never bad to pick up items and identify them, even if you don't need them. Just picking them up into your inventory will actually already give you some EXP. And leveling up will give us access to better stuff, better traders, and all that. So EXP is pretty important actually in Tarkov. Aha, soap. We're going to need that for our hideout, so that's a good pickup. These things are also super important. These are called hidden stashes, and there's actually a lot of rubles to be made from hidden stashes. So it is always a good idea to use the map tool that I showed you earlier. There's also a way to just show the hidden stashes on there. It's never a bad idea to learn where the hidden stashes on the maps are, because like I said, there's a lot of money to be made from these stashes. I'm gonna show you another position for one. I have to say, this raid is pretty quiet. I haven't heard too many gunshots yet. So this is another one of these. Nice. And early on, just pretty much pick up everything. This is another hidden stash. Oh, look at that. We found some body armor. Not bad. Up there, the man you can see up there is a sniper scav. You do not necessarily need to shoot him. When you're on your scav, make sure to not shoot other scavs, because this will negatively infect your reputation with one of the traders. And scav on scav violence is never a good thing, guys. Remember that. It's very easy to get trigger happy. This location is called Crack House. There's a very big chance that it's just been completely looted already. So I'm not even going to bother with it too much. We're gonna try to hit up one more hidden stash. Oh, over here. There's usually a bunch of weapon parts on these tables. Again, never bad to pick them up, identify, and then if you don't want to keep it, just toss it away. And then the secret stash is right here. We've got 5 more minutes to get out. But we're pretty close to one of our extracts, so we should be fine. See a dead body over there, so like the good scav that I am, I'm gonna see whether it has anything I want. Another one over there. Nope. You see me picking up these half masks, but that is because I know down the line we will get a task where we're going to need half masks. And the way usually it works for me is whenever I need half masks, I never see half masks, so I just pick them up in advance. Which is definitely not a bad thing to do because it can make your progression feel smoother. That's been recently looted. That is another half mask. And another one. I remember that I need 7 for the task, so we're doing good. And the task is pretty far down the line, so... Alright, 3 minutes. It's time to get out, ladies and gentlemen. Sniper roadblock is one of our extracts. Ooh, that's pretty close. So, post up here, and it's looking like we're getting out. There we go. First scav raid of the wipe has been done, and we definitely got some good money out of that, and we already got a couple of items that we're gonna need at some point. So, very good, very good. Okay, so now we're in the post game. What you need to do is you need to move all of the loot from your scav into your inventory, because otherwise you're just gonna lose it. Anything that you keep on your scav when you click out of this screen is gonna be gone. So make sure to transfer everything to your stash, or at least everything that you want. But that's mainly going to be everything, because everything is money. Everything is rubles. You can sell everything. So just move it all to somewhere in your stash, and then we'll deal with it in just a second. Alright, so here we are back in our stash, and now we're gonna clean up after that first raid. So the nice thing about having a bigger stash from one of the other editions of the game is that you can play a couple more raids after each other without having to clean up your inventory all the time. But yeah, on this edition of the game, you're pretty much going to have to do cleanup after every raid. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on ourselves because this is a class 4 armor while a pack is only class 2. So then it's going to become important to choose what you want to keep or not keep. Like for example, these headsets, I will keep them. The helmet we're gonna keep because it's the same one we're using right now. Let's go in here. Like I told you about the half masks, and that we'll need them for a quest eventually. So for now, we're just gonna stack them somewhere in here. Rat cola. So one thing that is also very important, and that is going to help you tremendously while you are progressing through the game and the early game, there is the spreadsheet on the wiki page that will teach you which items that you need to keep or which ones you can just throw away or sell for money. I'm going to show you guys, and then I'm going to link it in the description down below as well, so you can find that as well. I did not make that. That is a contribution from the Wikipedia, but it is your Bible. It will tell you everything you need to know and everything you need to keep. So let me just pull this up and we'll take a look at it. So here we go. Just Google something like quests, Tarkov, sheet, wiki, something like that, and it will take you to this page, the quests page on the Escape from Tarkov wiki. And you can see here items to keep for quests, items to keep for quests, filtered, found in raid. I would suggest clicking on this one, saving this image, and putting it up on a monitor somewhere, or putting it somewhere where you can easily reach it so that you can just take a good look at what you need, because all of the items that you're going to need for your quests are going to be on here. The masks that I was talking about, we're gonna need 7 for proper at some point, so I'm already putting 7 of them aside. We're gonna need 5 of the knives as well, but these are like super easy to get. This is your holy Bible. Keep this spreadsheet close and just check it, which stuff you need, which stuff you can just dump or sell. But yeah, super important, super handy. So let's take a look. Anything in here? Well, I'm gonna put soap aside. I'm gonna put the duct tape aside. Reason for that is I will need that to build some things in the hideout. Now that we're mentioning hideout, let's go to our hideout tab. And when you're in your hideout for the first time, you'll get this pop-up. Just read through it, and then it will show you these are the first 2 things that you are able to build. So let's go to vents. And you see, all we need to start building our vents is 25k rubles, which we have right now. So let's go ahead and just build it. And then you can see, you can also level it up to level 2, but you're gonna need a bunch of items for that we have not even seen yet. You can identify them from here, which is a little bit of extra XP, which is nice. And as we can see, we've also picked up a Kraken lighter during our last run, and we have 10k rubles. So let's build our illumination as well. There we go. First, basic steps of our stash have been taken. Now you can see that all the other things here are locked for now. But if you click on them, you'll see and notice what you need. I said we needed a bar of soap earlier, and this is the reason why, to build our lavatory. And the lavatory is something that we're going to be able to use early on as well. So what we need to find, stay on the lookout for toothpaste and TP. And that is basically the basic start of your hideout. Don't neglect this, because especially now in patch 12.12, where a lot of items have been moved off of the flea market, your hideout is going to provide you a lot of things that were more easy to get earlier on in the game. So don't neglect your hideout, start building it. We will go into the hideout more as we progress through this series, but get a start with it early, because the earlier you start doing it, the better. You'll open up the possibilities of things that you can do and items that you can provide yourself with, and it will sometimes make some of the quests easier to do, because some of the quests will say that you need to find an item in raid or craft it in the hideout. So that is a way to get things done easier as well. So main lesson, do not neglect your hideout. So that's going to be it for the first episode. I hope you guys picked up some valuable tips and got some good info out of this video that is helping you progress through your early stages of the game. Now, one more parting tip, if I can give this to you. Don't get frustrated with the game. Expect to die a lot, especially early on. Actually, expect to keep dying a lot for a long time, because that is just the reality of what Tarkov is. But don't let that dishearten you. Just keep going, keep practicing, keep doing your thing. And remember, there is nothing that feels as good as being completely broke, going into a raid with just a pistol, and coming out with like an enormous stack of loot. So just keep that in mind and you'll be fine. But don't get frustrated. Keep going. It happens to the best of us. We all die to random stuff here and there. So just don't worry about it. Remember, feel free to pose any of your questions that you have down below in the comment section, or visit us on our Twitch channel where we're live 4 to 5 days a week. And yeah, just come ask your questions there. We'd love to meet you. Come say hi if you like the channel, if you like any of the content that we're putting out. Feel free to drop by. We'd love to get to know you. And also, if you want to keep up with the series, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. It helps us grow the channel further, get this knowledge out to more people. So you're helping us out a ton by doing that. For now, stay safe. Catch you next time. Bearded Boomer out. Bye-bye.